So today is Tuesday, October 21st. Um, this is basically going over my infusion day yesterday and what effects I get with the chemo. I don't seem to really get the effects with the immuno, which is the first set of drugs that I get. But the chemo, there's a 2-drug phase, and then the third one I go home with, but it's the 2 drugs. One of them has crazy side effects. Luckily, I don't get everything from it, but I do get a few things that are rather annoying, I'd say. When I went in yesterday, I was like full of energy, full of life, up, awake, wide, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. The first infusion, which was the immuno, was fine. Didn't really have many problems. I was doing my drawing, doing my coloring and stuff, and felt pretty decent. Then the chemo started, because it's an hour per drug. So, and the 2-drug, which of course is the 2 hours. So once that started trickling in, after about maybe 15 minutes, I started feeling the effects. So the drain starts, so you start getting tired and you feel like a little bit weaker. I still got my drawing done, which I'm very happy for, and everybody loved it. But I could feel the effects starting. And one of the number one things for me with the chemo is the tingling in my legs down to my feet. So it's like pins and needles constantly. When you walk, it's even worse. When you're in cool air, it affects you. I also get the tingles in my hands. Now, normally, after a day or two, I can get rid of this. So when I get the tingles, like if I get into heat and I'm around, like a heater and stuff like that, it's usually pretty good. And I can, my hands right now are fine. But my legs and feet, not so much. I still got the tingles. And it goes up to my shins, and it pretty much stays there. It's not real bad at the moment. So when I have heat on my legs and my feet, it's mild and it's manageable. But when there's no heat and I'm out, or if I walk on bare floor, it just goes through the roof for me. It's that intense. It's the same with drinking. If I drink anything cold, I'll get a freeze in my throat. It goes away. If I drink room temperature stuff, it's mild. I took notice between yesterday and today. It stays pretty mild, but I had a freak thing happen yesterday, and this was the very first time this happened. So I brought my water home, and I was upstairs, and I was drinking my water. Now, mind you, it's room temperature, because I don't drink I can't drink cold water. There's no way in hell. So I, let me try and stabilize this. Whoops, sorry. But I was drinking the water, and it got to the point where I literally could not breathe, and I had to gasp for breath. And that was the very first time I went through that particular experience. Now, mind you, this is the 3rd round of chemo. So, again, it's somewhat a whole new series of, effects that I'm going to get. I'm going through the same routine with the hand wanting to clamp up, the tingling, the pins and needles, really bad between hands and feet. So that stays the same, and the freezing in the throat for cold stuff. So none of that has changed, but the new effect was I couldn't breathe from drinking the water. I literally had to gasp for air. And eventually it calmed down. But it was the weirdest thing. It was bizarre. I've never experienced that before. So that was a new one for me. But it got, better, and I could then finish the water to a point where I was okay. So later on, didn't have any issues. Didn't go through that at all. So I got to remember, when I come home from chemo, from getting an infusion day, I can't drink water right away. I have to maybe give it an hour or two before I can put any kind of like liquids in my system. So new effect. Minor, freaky, yeah, but it goes along with the, everything else. Beyond that, I think the most annoying thing is really is the tingling in the legs and the feet. The hands I can deal with, but the feet just drives me up a wall because I can't like walk. Like it literally hurts to walk on your feet. And even if you put shoes on or socks on, it doesn't matter. You still feel it until you get your feet like really nice and warm. Or like after about 2 to 3 days, it finally like dies out and it's at a more manageable state. Right now it's still not manageable yet because I got to flush my system out with the chemo drug. So that's where the water comes in. That's the whole point of why you need to hydrate, because the more water you put through your system, the more you're flushing out the chemo drugs. Now, mind you, I have a pump on right now, which I'll get disconnected today. But from this point forward, I need to keep trying to flush my system out, and that will help with the side effects that I get with the tingling. Also, taking the vitamin C tablet, I think, should really help. So I took 2 already. I lost one. Had it in my pocket. Lord knows where that thing got to. No idea. I know I only ate 1. I didn't eat 2. I was positive I ate 1. But anywho, took a second one, so I had 2 vitamin C tablets at the moment for the morning. That's the very first thing that I'll do. Have a bit of water, so now I can put my grape flavor Propel in it for my electrolytes and stuff. And then I'll eat my 2 vitamin C tablets in a little bit. I'll add those again. So that's basically the normal routine. Like in the morning, I have 2 vitamin C, drink water, get up, eat, do my morning aggressive pills, and then I'm good to go. And, for the rest of the day, basically. And then I have my afternoon stuff. He gave me my flavonoids last night, which was really good. So now I got to make sure he gives them to me today, because that's extra liquids that I can use. That helps. I do have my tea made, so I always have my tea around. And sometimes I'll make a different tea if I want to change things up too. So I'll do that as well. But I'm trying to think. So far, day 2 with the side effects, right now, I'd say is pretty good. I mean, it's not great, You listening to this, you're going to think, oh my God, that's insane. How could you deal with that? You deal with it. It is what it is. You can't change it. You manage through it the best you can. So when the tingles are there, you try and keep your body, as warm as possible. Keep my feet up with the heater going. And it does help. It's not perfect, but, it's a little bit. He did give me heated socks, though, so I got to get them charged. They have batteries in them, which is actually pretty cool. So that'll help, too. But you just take things one step at a time. So I know about the tingling, and I know, not to do the cold and trying to keep my feet warm. And eventually the tingling does die down, and it will go away in a day or 2. But again, you need the fluids. You need to flush your system. There's things that you have to always remember to do and keep on that routine, that regimen, because it really is vital, and it really does make a difference in how you feel, things like that. Yes, I'm still going to get tired, and I'm still going to want to crash and take my naps. My naps might only be an hour, might be a half hour, might be 2 hours. It really depends. Right now, I woke up, and it's like almost 6 in the morning. Yep, 5:59. And I'm wide awake. Now, I'll be awake for maybe an hour or 2 or something like that, and then I'll want to crash again. That's just the way it goes. So I'm used to this. I'm pretty much at a good point where I can manage these effects that I do have. And they sound bad, but they're not as bad as what it could be. It could be a lot worse. So I'm thankful for what I do have. All right, I'm out. Peace. So mote it be.